Current crises faced by humanity. Xiefeng. The crises faced by humanity has been long-standing. There had been warnings in Bible, Quran and the Book of Earth Mother of Buddhism. In recent 20 years, many scientists, ideologists, and spiritual leaders have all sensed the crises faced by humanity are getting more and more serious. They can be summarized as follows. Water resource shortages and pollution, food shortages, rapid population growth, air pollution, widespread of strong virus, leakage of nuclear facilities, desertification, endangered species, ecological imbalance, greenhouse effect, ozone depletion, competition of nuclear weapons, etc. There are also some people have foreseen the culture crisis, ethic crisis, and belief crisis. All the above crises are only the crises on surface and they are not the core crisis. The core crisis faced by humanity is the crisis of the soul. All the above crises result from the crisis of the soul. If we only focus on the superficial but ignore the core, it is impossible to resolve them. The crises will become even more severe, which would end up with humanity extinction and earth destruction. Only very few enlightened people can sense some other crises like race extinction and religious virus. Others like the crisis of disappearance of a city in one night, and a beam of wave causing the death of billions of people in a few minutes will definitely not be understood and conceived by ordinary people. The core crisis of humanity is the crisis of the soul. Humans can hear, listen, smell, taste and sense spiritually because they have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and consciousness. However, humans are losing spiritual sense. The results of failing to have spiritual sense are not able to feel the existence of the greatest creator. Not able to feel the existence of the God, Buddha, or celestials. Not able to feel the existence of 36-dimensional spaces. Not able to feel the existence of the non-material and negative universe. Do not understand the concept of horizontal time. Too much trust on scientific findings, and atheism becomes popular. Do not believe the law of cause and effect. Do not realize the magic of consciousness. Do not believe reincarnation. Self-centered and arrogant. If a man loses the spiritual sense, he loses spirituality. And as a result, he will not be able to have a perfect human nature. His thoughts are prisoned in three-dimensional space. Does not acknowledge the regularity and certainties. Does not believe the law of cause and effect. Does not believe reincarnation. Believe the theory of evolution, law of jungle, and survival of the fittest. Only value short-term interests, and ignore long-term consequences. Rotten morals and falling humanity. Lack of gratitude. A man who loses spiritual sense will be just like a black hole, only absorb stuff in. The above statements have shown that the core crisis of human being is the crisis of soul, and it is the root cause of why one cannot have a happy and free life. His thoughts are prisoned in three-dimensional space. He believes that Earth is the only habitat for human beings, and completely denies the existence of other spaces, and regards any other doctrines or theories he is not able to understand as superstitions or fallacies, and blocks the way for human beings to pursue other higher dimensional spaces. Does not acknowledge the regularity and certainties. He sees many phenomena as accidents, and doesn't realize that all natural disasters are caused by ill consciousness. Does not believe the law of cause and effect. He attaches too much weight on win and loss, uses any means to achieve the goal, and ignores the effects that will cause in later lifetimes. Does not believe reincarnation. He thinks that death is the end of life, so does anything as she pleases without conscience, and regards fame, wealth and power as the symbols of a successful life. Apply the theory of evolution in human society, believe law of jungle, survival of the fittest. He stops nothing to achieve his goal, which may include making miseries to other people, polluting rivers, bullying the kind, lying and deceiving. Only value short-term interests, and ignore long-term consequences. Use competition as primary means to promote social development, therefore, making nuclear and biological weapons, frantically developing heavy industries that damage environment, predatory exploitation of resources, and treating all people as potential rivals or enemies. Rotten morals and falling humanity. He does not respect God, Buddha, saints and sages, and does not respect his teacher, father and brother. He is violent, used to cheat and not shameful of his behaviors. Lying, bullying the weak, abusing women, killing people. He does all evils. Just like what described in the ancient Chinese book, Tractate of the Most High One on Actions and Consequences. The crimes of the wicked. Sometimes there is someone who behaves without righteousness, and moves against rationality, who defrauds ignorant and naive people, vilifies one's schoolmates, employs lies, fraud, espionage, plots, sting operations, and entrapment against others, who slanders and criticizes one's extended and immediate family members maliciously, who is cruel, irrational, and self-willed, who oppresses those below him and claims their merit for himself, but cringes before those above him to win their favor. Who has no feeling for favors received, but harbors endless resentment, who rewards those irrelevant with righteousness, but punishes the innocent, who slays people to take their wealth, and overthrows people to occupy their positions, who slays captives and slaughters those who surrender, who denigrates the righteous and expels the wise, who wrongs orphans and coerces widows, who ignores the law and receives bribes, who takes the straight as crooked and the crooked as straight, who knowing his faults does not correct them, and knowing the good does not do it, who prays for people's misfortunes, wishes people to encounter disaster, destroys people's success, sullies people's innocence, pilfers people's harvests, masks people's good and kind deeds, and who generate hatred and resentment if desires are not fulfilled, etc. A moral person with spirituality knows he should revere the greatest creator and walk on the way of the greatest creators, and is aware of his weakness as a human, so he will not be arrogant. He realizes he should cultivate himself, and knows he needs to take care of, cherish, respect and love Mother Nature, its resources and all life beings. He will never leave the wastewater of factories, mines, hospitals and cities to rivers, streams and lands. He will never hunt and eat the meat of wild animals. He will never indulge in power, money, beauty, and let his greed expand, not even use any means to satisfy his evil desires. He will never use his power to serve his own or his family's interests, nor bully or suppress others. He will never sell fake or shoddy goods. He will never steal other person's research findings to gain fame for himself. He will never make life-threatening nuclear weapons and biological weapons. He will never provoke conflicts among people, to profit from it. He will never suppress any new ideas, new cultures or new values. Lack of gratitude. In his heart, there is no place for the greatest creator, gods, parents, elders, the society, other people. He only demands and is not willing to give. Even a plant bears fruits as long as we water and fertilize it. A chicken produces eggs as long as we feed it. A dog will be a good safeguard of our home as long as it has been taken good care. A man who loses spiritual sense will be just like a black hole, only absorb stuff in but never contribute. Moreover, he is like a virus, which only does destruction to the surrounding environment. The above statements have shown that the core crisis of human being is the crisis of soul, and it is the root cause of why one cannot have a happy and free life. If we look Earth from a height of 1,000 meters, and focus on the cities of the world, we will find the survival situation of human beings is just like a group of ants on a hot pot, running around hastily. You don't know where these ants are going to, they just follow their senses with no purposes. They move quickly all together once they spot an animal corpse or a drop of oil, they follow where the trend is. If you ask one of the ants, "Why are you so busy every day? Where do you rush for?" his answer will be, "I'm looking for something to eat, drink and a place to live. As for where to go, I will go wherever I can find food, drinks and a place to live." The secular world is just like an animal world. Some people stand themselves out, but where do they go after they get out? They go to religions. All religions, whether it is good or evil, they are made of people who have spiritual pursuit. A real disciple of any religion is superior, in spiritual aspect, to any kings or great men. So we can say, all people in secular world are sleeping and people in religion are awake. The formers do not have spiritual direction as the latters do. However, with the development of science and the growth of human wisdom, many people in religion start to confuse and are not able to tell the direction. Many disciples are like gamblers, they stake all their energy and wisdom on the religion they belong to, although they know that they can't win back what they have lost, they want to keep gambling, they even want to persuade others to gamble with them to feel psychologically balanced. Just like the fox that has lost his frozen tail on the ice, he has lost the tail, he has been laughed at and left alone by other foxes, he also knows that he doesn't look good without a tail, but in order to comfort himself, he tries to persuade others that a fox without a tail is the most beautiful fox, and others are all fools if they don't cut their tails. People always have an illusion, they think truth lies where the crowds are, otherwise, why so many people go there? People always have an illusion, they think those religions or organizations that are strong and powerful can point to a place with real happiness, otherwise, how it can grow so big. People always have an illusion, they think wherever celebrities or intellectuals go must have a promising future, because these smart men will not go for and praise something blindly. However, when they are out, they want to get in, once they get in, except bewilderment, blindly following, and some shackles they put on themselves, the only thing left they can do is waiting and hoping with a fluke mind. What are they hoping for?